Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Sunday, October 9, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Cincinnati Bengals vs Baltimore Ravens. Cincinnati got off to a slow start this season after making a run to the Super Bowl last year, losing to the Steelers and Cowboys in a pair of 3-point games in weeks 1 and 2. The Bengals bounced back with a resounding performance against the Jets in Week 3, cruising to a 27-12 road win. They added a 27-15 win against Miami last Thursday, but the Dolphins lost quarterback Tua Tagovailoa to a head injury in the second quarter of that game. Cincinnati is amid a stretch of 4 road games in 5 weeks, including a game at New Orleans next Sunday. The Bengals are tied with Baltimore and Cleveland atop the AFC North, sitting at plus 250 to win the division in the latest odds at DraftKings. Baltimore could easily be sitting at 4-0 through the first 4 weeks of the season, but the Ravens have blown a pair of big leads. They blew out the Jets in Week 1 before losing to Miami in a 42-38 thriller in Week 2, as the Dolphins rattled off 21 consecutive points to get back in the game. Baltimore responded with a 37-26 win over the Patriots, but it came up short in a 23-20 loss to Buffalo last week. The Ravens held a 23 lead in the second quarter before the Bills staged their largest comeback since erasing a 21-point deficit against New England in 2011. Baltimore remains the -125 favorite to win the AFC North, though. As much as I don't want to fade the Ravens in a primetime game at home, it is almost impossible to justify backing them as favorites of more than a field goal. They were crushed in both meetings with Cincinnati last year, and their defense has been one of the worst in the NFL so far this season. They've also lost 5 straight home games going back to last season. The Bengals have been much better on that side of the ball, and their offense has been as good as Baltimore's. They have also covered the spread in 10 of their last 12 games. They are going to be the more confident team entering this matchup, while the Ravens have now lost 8 of their last 10 games. Our team pick is Cincinnati plus 3.5 points. The Bengals' last game, played against the Dolphins, was the ill-fated Tua Tagovailoa head injury game played on Thursday, September 29th, so they should be rested after a 10-day hiatus when they play this week. The Bengals achieved 371 total yards against Miami, with Joe Burrow completing 20-31 passes for 287 yards and 2 touchdowns. Halfback Joe Mixon ran for 61 yards and 1 touchdown. Even with Tua taken out of the game, the Bengals defense gave up 378 yards and struggled to contain relieving Miami QB Terry Bridgewater, who completed 14 20-thirds passes for 193 yards and 1 touchdown. If this was a Netflix series, last week's Ravens-Bills game might be narrated by Lemony Snicket, as it was indeed a series of unfortunate events, including 2 devastating interceptions thrown by the Ravens. This is a bit of a closer call, but if the Bengals and Ravens are popping all on cylinders, we will see 2 of the best, most dynamic quarterbacks in the league firing at each other. The score, though, will be muted by solid Ravens defenders, especially on the defensive line that will pressure Burrow and likely continue his completion rate slide to below his current 64%. Ravens will be able to move the ball, balancing passing with their rushing attack. This will win Austrian shillings, but the score will not be totaled above 47. This game screams under, especially when looking at trends. The Bengals are under 9-0 in the last 9 games overall and under 4-0 after gaining more than 250 yards passing in the previous game. Expect a rusty, busted game after a long 10-day break. Our total pick is under 47.5 points.